Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue. Hey everyone, welcome back to the 20-Hour Ukulele Challenge. I'm really excited for this song, Over the Rainbow. This is probably the most popular ukulele song going right now, and I think it's a really, really good one to learn the instrument with. It's the longest chord progression we had so far, and there's a bunch of new chords in it. So let's get excited. Let's get into it. So I'm going to teach you a verse part and a chorus part. And I'm going to move a little faster than in the earlier songs because I'm going to assume you've learned some stuff so far. But if you need to, you can use the lesson page that I have on my website. It has extra notes and the chord charts. It's all free stuff. So that might help you along if you're newer and you're starting it out just with this song. So here we go. For the verse, there are 9 chords. Well, they're not 9 different chords, but it's a 9 chord sequence. So I'm going to start taking you through it one at a time, and we're going to try to memorize it in pieces. So the first thing we play is C, and unlike all the other songs we've done, we're going to play it with the middle finger on the 3rd fret of the 1st string, because we're going to use that to help us get to the next chord a little easier. So play C there with the middle finger, and we're going to kind of prepare our fingers for this sort of diagonal line, because next is E minor. We haven't done this one yet, so this is 2 on the 1st string, 3 on the 2nd string, and 3 on the 4th string. It makes a nice little diagonal line there, and your 4th string is open. So again, to go from C to E minor, you just take this middle finger and you just move it over, and these other fingers can make the shadow of the chord, and then boom, right there really quick. So make this transition go really easily for you, so I recommend you should practice going C, E minor a couple times. C, E minor. I'll pause so you can do that. You can pause the video if you need to. Okay, now that you got C to E minor down, so from the E minor, it's going to go to a little block where it goes F to C and then F to C again. So it goes F, C, F, C. So here's your F chord. Again, 2nd fret of the 4th string, 1st fret of the 2nd string. Here's your F. And now you're going to play F, now you're going to play C with the ring finger, because it's going to be easier to go back to F, because you can just leave the fingers where they were to play F again, and then C again. So far, so that's 6 of the chords right there. We started with C, we go to E minor, and then we go F to C to F to C. And if you can keep these fingers really, really close to the frets they're going to play, it's really easy to make the change. So it's a thing to start practicing now and just keep on doing, because once you get comfortable holding these shadows of the chords, you're going to move much faster, and it's going to make chord transitions much easier. So after that, we have 3 more chords to go. So after the C chord here, we're going to play a G chord. And again, I'm playing it with the James Taylor fingering, where I'm going to get it to it from the C. I'm going to take the ring finger, move over a string. I'm going to put the index down on the 2nd fret of the 1st string, and my middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. And then the middle finger is going to move over to make A minor. So see if you can just go from the C to this G. In fact, that transition might take a second. Let me pause real quick so you can work on the C to the G. All right. Once you got that, try the C to the G to the A minor. And then you just end by adding a finger to be at F. So take a second, try to get to that C, G, A minor, F. I'll pause right there. Okay, awesome. So now, if you need to, you can go back and look at any of the parts we've done before to review anything, but let's see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have you try to guess what the next chord is before I say it. So if you can remember, what's the first chord? If you guessed C, you're correct. Okay, so what's the second chord? It's E minor. And yeah, I played that first chord C with the wrong finger. I'm going to play it with the middle finger, because then we're going to go to E minor that way. All right, what's the third chord? If you guessed F, you got it right. And then what's the chord after that? Yeah, it's a C. After that, what's the fifth chord? It's another F. We're in the FC block. And after that, another C. So we just went F, C, F, C. And now we're on the last three chords. After the C is a G. After that is A minor. And then try to guess what the last chord is. It's an F. So if you need to take that little quiz again, just go ahead and take it again. Just take it until you feel like, yeah, I'm pretty solid with these. It's a test you can never fail, because you can always just take it again. So go ahead and go over that until you feel like you got those chords in your head. And then we'll go again. Okay, now that you kind of got those chords down, now let's talk about the strumming. Well, really, the strumming is exactly the same as what we did in Someone to Lava. If you want to go back and look at that's another song to look at. Uses the same strumming. It's even a little easier than this because there's not as many chords. But it's really just this kind of like down up, 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 down up. So we're just going down up, but on the 2 and the 4, we're accenting it. So we're going like 1 and 2, and we're doing these very little strokes on most of the strokes, but on the 2 and the 4, it's really big. And 2 and 3, try it with me. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I know that might seem really, really loud when I hit really hard and these are really, really soft. You actually want it to be that way, because when you actually play live and the dynamics are that big, it sounds really, really groovy. When you kind of underdo the dynamics, they tend to sound really not very good. So just, if you can, exaggerate as much as you can. Make it just, I dare you to try to make your little strokes too little. If you only hit like 1 or 2 strings, if you barely sort of hit them, that's fine. If you really whack that loud one, you know, that's probably fine, because it tends to actually sound better. Most people don't do nearly enough dynamics at first, so overdo them, and if you need to, we can pull them back, but just try to overdo them as much as you can at first. And so now, I'm going to play it one more time a little faster. You can use the YouTube app to speed this up or slow it down and play along with me. So ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. All right, if that was fast for you, go back, slow it down to half speed, or you even just count to yourself at whatever speed's comfortable. But if you felt pretty good about that, or you feel like you're close enough that you can go on, now we're gonna basically do that. We're gonna count to 8 for every single chord. We're gonna count to 8 just the one time for every chord. They're all the same. So again, what you're gonna want to do is use your mouth and count to 8 all the way to you get to 8 and then you switch to the next chord whenever you're about to hit the 1. And to practice your chord transitions, you basically go in the middle. You go at whatever speed you want. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. If you get into a hard chord transition, you slow 8 and you make sure the right hand and the left hand are really tightly coordinated. And another trick, especially on that last, if you're like 8 and, you can really use the whole and of 8 to move. So you can go 8 and. That whole and of 8 can be just open strings. It really can, because that'll give you more time to move with the left hand. So even in practice, listen to what it sounds like at speed. Even if I really emphasize it, it's not so bad. It's not that big a deal. And if I'm subtle about it, you barely hear it. See how I just let that last note go? it's not that big a deal. Even on a G chord where I miss a ton of notes, listen to this. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. See, that whole and of 8 was just all open strings. It's totally okay to drop some notes at the end of a chord to get to the next one early. That's an okay thing to do. So start practicing that now. It's a good strategy to use. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to play through that whole progression. I'm going to count through it as I go. I'm going to do it very, very slowly. Again, you can slow it down or speed it up as you need to, but I'm going to start pretty slow. And we're going to see if we can keep the chord changes in time. So you might need to practice some other songs or practice this one some more before you're ready. But if you think you're ready, let's go for it. Let's go right into it. Ready? 1, 2, 1 and 2, and here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, 7 and 8 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 1. Awesome. Okay, so if you need to fix some things, think about what they are, think about what you want to do differently and better, and then go back and just do it again and repeat that as many times as you need to until you feel like you can get through it reasonably well, 2 times in a row, maybe. Once you think you've kind of improved that enough, we'll go on to the chorus, but we'll take a pause here and you can work on that. Okay, super awesome. So now that you've got the chorus mostly down, at least the verse. So most of the song is the verse, but there's also this kind of other part, and it's easier than the part we just did. It's only, technically it's 8 chords long, but it's really just 4 chords repeated twice. It's pretty easy to learn. So the chords are, we've already done them all, C to a G, done this change, A minor to an F. And then you just do that again, C, G, A minor, to an F. And then you're right back to the verse. And if you can, sometimes I like to do like a little subtle thing where I start with I go from the F to the C here with the ring finger, and then I kind of switch that middle finger in there. I'm like, whoop! So I'm back in my verse position. It's a thing you can try if you want to, or you can also try to jump with the middle finger if you want. Either one to get back to the verse. It's kind of a fun game to play when you're going back and you're practicing transitions. But let's take a second and try to practice that chorus. I'll play it a little faster than I did the verse, but again, you can slow it down or speed it up with the YouTube app if you want to. So here we go. Starting with C on the ring finger. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. So I'm going to let you practice that, and I'm going to just pause here to practice that. And I'm also going to say one thing in this pause. In addition to learning the chorus to the song, you also just learned a party game. Party game is to play the chorus of that song exactly the way I taught you and try to think of how many pop songs, radio songs, whatever, you can think of the words to sing over that. It's a really fun party game. Okay, cool. Let's pause and practice. Okay, super awesome. All right, so at this point, you've learned the verse and the chorus to the song. If you need to go back and review the verse so you remember it, go ahead and go back to the earlier part of this video and look at it again so you remember that chord progression. Or you can, again, you can use the tabs and the chord charts and all that stuff on my website. It's all free stuff. If you need to read along, that might help you. So now, I am going to play the song. I'm going to play it at the regular speed of the song, and I'm going to sing it with the words. And you're going to try to keep up with me. And again, you can slow it down or speed it up, or you can go back to the counted version. But I'm just going to play it totally normally here. So the way this song goes is I do it as 2 verses. So you go through the 9 chords twice, then you do the chorus progression once, and then you do a verse at the end, and then I end the song there. There's other ways to do it, but that's... Israel's version is approximately that, and then he goes into another song entirely, and we'll maybe treat that another day. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. One other thing. Normally, I'm going to do the songs in this course with a pick, but I'm going to do this the way that Izzy plays it, which is with his finger, kind of like this. This is kind of the Hawaiian way. If you want to give it a try, you sort of play with the pad of your finger like that. I have another lesson on that if you want to check it out. But yeah, for now, I'm going to do it the Hawaiian style because it's fun. It's a little softer. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, in the land that I heard of once, in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I wish upon a star, wake where the clouds are very far behind me, where rainbows fall like lemon drops, way above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and if bluebirds can fly, oh why can't I? Okay, there's Over the Rainbow right there. If you need to, go back, play along with that slower. If you feel like you're ripping it or you want to try something else, go to the next lesson, go to the first lesson, but strongly recommend you try the 20-hour ukulele challenge, especially if you're a beginner, because it's a great way to get started. Talk to you soon, and bye-bye.